Imagine the tour calls and says, "We want you." The tee times, the ropes, the logo on the first tee. It's all real. Now, imagine saying no. Not because you're scared, not because you're not ready, but because the price of entry is silence. That's the decision Grant Horvat faced, and the reason his answer echoed far beyond one event. Grant didn't grow up as golf royalty. He found the game late, built it slow, and learned it with his dad one fundamental at a time. Grip, posture, face control. College golf sharpened the habits, but the dream didn't become a tour card. It became mastery you could see on camera. When distribution showed up, the ceiling moved. First, it was GM Golf, then Good. Those years proved something simple and powerful. If you make golf feel close, like a round with friends, the audience will come closer too. Grant's swing was clean, the tone calm, the edits crisp. He wasn't just scoring, he was telling a story people wanted to return to. Leaving the group looked crazy from the outside. It made perfect sense from the inside if the mission was clarity and control. Solo, the channel compounding curve got steep. Tutorials met matches, vlogs met practice, father-son sessions met quiet reflections on pressure. The audience didn't just watch, they attached. That attachment is the modern currency. It is also the context for what came next. A sponsor's exemption to a PGA Tour event, with the standard media rules attached. Here's the trade most people missed. For a creator-athlete, the camera isn't a souvenir. It's the instrument. It is how the story is recorded, how the learning is shared, how the audience stays inside the journey. Turn the cameras off, and you don't just lose footage. You lose the feedback loop that built the moment in the first place. So the choice wasn't prestige versus pride. It was identity versus interruption. He chose identity. He explained it plainly. Without the camera, the experience wouldn't be true to the channel that brought him there. The comment sections lit up because the paradox was obvious. Invited for reach, restricted on reach. That single no made two truths visible. First, creators can now pass on prestige and still grow. Second, tours want the halo of new audiences without sharing the steering wheel. This is the real conflict, control versus connection. The old stack was one broadcast and 1 million spectators. The new stack is 1,000 channels and 1,000 communities. The old moat was scarce airtime. The new moat is owned audience and daily intimacy. Whoever reduces distance wins the next decade of attention. If a tour can host that intimacy, great. If not, creators will host it themselves. So what changes now? Players have options. You can build a brand on mini tours, creator events, regional opens, and selected invites. You can mix competition with content without apology. Tours have options too. They can define creator lanes, practice round filming, delayed posting windows, co-produced recaps, and turn resistance into reach. Sponsors will buy both, the event and the channel, the broadcast and the vlog. If you're a player or creator, here's a practical tool. Map your leverage triangle, skill, story, distribution. Which side is shortest? If your skill lags, train and document the process. If your story is thin, clarify your point of view. What do you teach? What do you feel? What do you refuse? If distribution is weak, collaborate and borrow audiences until yours sticks. Growth happens where the triangle is weakest. And if you need to say no, do it without lighting bridges. Thank the inviter. State your non-negotiable. Camera access with agreed limits. Offer alternatives. Practice round coverage, delayed on-course posts, or a post-event breakdown. Keep the tone technical, not personal. Professionals remember the door you leave unlocked. Here's where I want your take. If the same invite landed in your inbox, would you play or pass? Type play or pass and tell us the one reason that tips it. Creators, what's your non-negotiable for event access? Pros and tournament directors, what creator rule would you allow tomorrow without hurting competition? Let's push this one layer deeper. Economics. A tour start delivers a spike of prestige and perhaps short-term sponsors. A channel delivers recurring revenue, evergreen views, and a community you can mobilize. Which asset compounds faster for you? Title on a resume or trust in a feed? If you had to choose one to anchor your next 3 years, which is it, and why? Now imagine a middle path. Practice round cameras approved. On-course vlogs posted with a 24-hour delay, shot link data shared to creators after rounds for richer breakdowns. Would that satisfy both worlds? Drop your version of a creator-friendly rule in the comments. We'll compile the best into a public template any event can adopt. One invite did not make or break a career. It revealed a map. Prestige gives you a spike. Connection gives you a slope. In an attention economy, a healthy slope beats a short spike most days of the week. Grant's decision wasn't a stunt. It was a signal to tours, to sponsors, and to the next wave of golfers who will build their own paths with or without permission. If you want the next chapter, we're building a creator-friendly tournament rulebook. What filming works, what doesn't, how to keep pace fast, and how to protect competitive integrity while letting audiences in. Subscribe so you don't miss it, grab the leverage triangle worksheet in the pinned comment, and drop your vote below. The best comments will anchor the follow-up episode. Because golf is changing, the question isn't whether the gatekeepers will allow it. The question is, who will design the gates we walk through next?